Holy Jesus, fuck shit, it's Sunday evening and welcome to Untitled Dice. I will be one of your hosts, Wouter, the Dungeon Daddy, and I have these five beautiful people from across the globe, but mostly like pinpoint in the Netherlands to play a game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Netherlands represent!
Oh yeah. My god.
That's the Netherlands.
So, I just had a workout before we got to do this again, and I have this new pre-workout which really gets my heart rate going, and it's not really done yet with me. So I might be a little bit jumpy right now, but that's just like the amphetamines that have ingested into my body. I'll be fine. Like my heart does make a little bit of like a dubstep beat now and again, like brr, brr, warp, 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 but I think it's okay.
Disclaimer, Untitled Dice does not condone the use of drugs in any form.
So welcome to Untitled Doctors, because Wouter, I think you have to go to a doctor at the moment.
I'll be fine.
Disclaimer,
But anyhow-
Untitled Dice is not in any way professional enough to provide any sort of medical advice.
No, we're not. But at least I have a lot of energy right now, so without further ado, shall we play a game?
Don't get stabbed. Sound medical advice.
Sound medical.
I was not prepared for that intro.
Yeah.
And we're back. So, to jump back into the game where we last left off last week, that was a good sentence. Our heroes, known as the Pack, have been contracted by the local guards to investigate the spreading of a plague. Called the ringing by those infected. They start by hearing a ringing in the ears, but being dubbed the Crystal Plague by our own adventurers, because those that spread this plague seem to be able to summon sort of crystalline entities into existence. And those that are afflicted with the ringing for a long, long time succumb to something that is known as calcification, as their own bodies seem to harden into some sort of crystalline substance as well. Our heroes have been set loose upon the city of Farwater to search for all kinds of clues that might turn them into the right direction of who is to blame for all of this. And indeed, they have been partly successful in their endeavors. They have already uncovered that the local, let's call them water goblins, known as scum, that live in the sewers are somehow connected to this disease and also have like some connection to these crystals that they themselves can also summon. You also know of a quote-unquote female bard that you have now slain last episode, who was undertaking an endeavor to teach other people the bardic profession of her, but in so doing also turning them mad with the ringing disease. And you have uncovered that she was also connected to one of the local houses of nobles, House Vedius, who is a main sponsor of the local sewer system itself. So as all these different threads seem to tie themselves together slowly but surely, you have now come together in your local tavern/temple known as the Lake House, a main establishment to the goddess Avandra, she who guides all those that wander the lands. And the Lake House is a beautiful abode led by the High Host, Zorel Flo, who has also opened its doors to you and in which you have different rooms at your disposal. As well as a small table set aside far away from the hustle and bustle of the locals, and where Zorel has now taken place with all of you to discuss what you have uncovered, and perhaps if you could help in some certain way. So, as we can say that, for the sake of brevity, you explain everything to Zorel. Let me ask all of you one thing. Are there certain things that you wish to not tell him? Are there certain things that you wish to keep to yourselves?
Well, one thing, not that we would want to hide per se, but perhaps Tarush would be interested in having the what's it called? The faceless corpse or carcass brought to the Cerulean Circle.
Last
If that
episode,
were allowed.
Last episode, you guys shoved the corpse down the drain of the sewer system.
Right.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that. My bad.
Yeah.
No, that's totally fair. Okay. No, in that case, there's nothing of interest to me. I don't think we've shared everything so far with this guy, right?
Yeah.
So you will continue to do so for now?
Yeah,
If
I
he's
assume so.
responsible for the plague, I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh, I'll kill him before you get the chance. Don't you worry.
I
So-
will look on this.
So as all of you lay it out before him, and to once again iterate, you guys are away from the local hustle and bustle, so you have some privacy if you keep your voices down a good amount. Zorel listens intentfully, staring into each of your eyes with a deep focus, probably trying to make sure that you guys aren't lying to him or keeping any information from him. But eventually, as you finish your story, he does seem to be content with what you have told him. And he recaps. All right, so that would mean that the sewer system, House Vedius, this faceless stalker that you just slayed and pushed down the sewer system again from whence it came, all seem to be connected in some way. I have to say, I never knew Yenny Carpenter personally, but to think that she was some kind of monster in disguise, it seems improbable that this was always the case. Perhaps she was dealt with by this monster and then it just took her place. Well, at least it seems you have the key to her abode. Next to that, yes. Well, what you believe to be the key to your abode.
Right.
Last
Oh,
episode.
right. Tarush tried every single back door.
And you sent a beggar with a note to the captain of the guard to unravel what lock this key would fit.
Yeah. Perhaps it would be wise to come up with a way to identify these faceless stalkers as we meet them. A certain spell or a certain sphere that we need to look into. Do you have any idea if, or maybe I rolled pretty high on my check last time. Do we have any idea if perhaps they use illusory magic or if it's something more biological?
With the few accounts that I've had with dealing with faceless stalkers, I can tell you that this is not some sort of magical illusion that they put upon themselves. It seems that their bodies can morph into all different kinds of shapes, but it is no illusion. It is real, well, flesh at the very least.
It
Although
looked like
perhaps-
that.
Although perhaps there might be some ways to identify them a little bit more easy. I do know that different stories of faceless stalkers and other kind of shapeshifters do exist within the library downstairs. So perhaps, if you would be willing, you could do some research, try to cross-reference some things together with your own experiences, and who knows, perhaps there might be some telltale sign on these faceless stalkers.
I would be very grateful if I were allowed to access. Yes.
Well, as it seems that the last time you entered our library, no books went permanently missing. He gazes in Edge's direction. I do not see any problems with opening the library up to you once again.
Sorry, Crystal's face is
So, how's what was it?
Vedius.
Vedius. Do we suspect them to have ulterior motives, perhaps driven by greed or power, or have they too been infiltrated? What do you know about them?
Nobles driven by greed? Since when? But then again, it's a minor noble house. It has a long standing. The entire family just does its job and seems to be okay with all of it. But then again, you have told me, and we have heard stories about this crystal plague, the ringing, that can also seem to persuade people into being more hungry for power, seducing them, perhaps. Who would say that this house is also under their influence in some way? However, you told me about one other thing, was it not? Some offerings that you found that the scum were making in the sewers? Do you have any physical remnants of these, perhaps?
Yes. A sign, a signature of some sort of artist. And I push forward the painting corner, I suppose,
Yeah,
with the
little,
heart on it with a stripe,
exactly.
a vertical stripe through it.
Like, ooh.
I think I might have shown this to him before, didn't I? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but at least
No,
this is
we haven't had the opportunity yet.
it's roughly the symbol. Ah, well, that does make things a little bit more dire for House Vedius. That is the sign of their child, a beginning artist, going by the name of Vermilion.
Vermilion.
Indeed. They have made small pieces here and there, painting mostly.
It seems Vermilion is in trouble then. If
Indeed.
this is from their house, if this was stolen from their residence, then that means that if one earlier sign of pattern we've seen before, it means that the scum will have already ransacked it after the ringing has done its thing.
You believe that the scum have raided the Vedius residence?
No, I do not know, but how else would they have gained this? If he is a beginning artist, I do not imagine his paintings will have been hanging in many a house.
Or
Indeed.
it also could be say magical.
Ooh, I can't hear you, Maxime.
Oh, here I am. You should hear me, right?
Yeah, but very, very,
Very
softly.
Very faintly.
And we just try to up it a little bit.
Better.
Yeah.
Better, yeah. Would he maybe be magically inclined?
Well, not that I know of. The steward and lady of House Vedius are simple merchants. The money that they have in their family is old, and they have invested it in the waterworks, in the water plant, and the sewer system of Farwater for a long time now. Not really a way of making hefty amounts of cash, but a stable investment nonetheless.
We could, how is Farwater's law of hospitality amongst their nobles? Is it the same as in the capital?
Not as severe, I'm afraid. They do not have any laws that they would need to open their doors to you, but a little bit of a silver tongue can get you far. Although you would have to be careful if Vermilion is really involved with this crystal plague or whatever is going on. The question that comes to mind is, does the rest of the family know? And if they do, would they be defensive if you try to pry?
What time is it now?
Right now it is like early evening. You guys would have dinner, time for a long rest afterwards, and then tomorrow is a new day. Or if you would wish to infiltrate it illegally during the night.
That's fair.
Point.
Maybe we should have a night's rest before we get into another adventure
Yeah.
so soon.
Yeah, I think we can all still feel some stings and blows from our last acquaintance. And I think it would be time to take some rest and do this hopefully in a somewhat legal manner.
Quine would like just to share with the group. I believe the most likely thing is that there are more people that have been replaced by those faceless stalkers. If some of those members of this house have been replaced, we would need a way to find out, because we can't just attack the nobles and see if they change back when they die.
Very well. I have a suggestion for plan. We have a day for research then, preparation, perhaps scouting in some ways. Just a quick look-see at the perimeter from the outside. No, nothing more serious than superficial observation. In the meantime, right now, we have someone deliver a missive on the Don Silvas' behalf that I have deigned to visit Farwater, and I have chosen their house as a place to stay. It will be their honor, and perhaps an investment will be made in the sewer systems of Farwater on our behalf.
A Dun Silvas, you say? Sorel looks over in your direction. Well, there might not be laws of hospitality, but such an opportunity. I do not think House Vedius would be so eager to turn away such a honorable guest from the capital, of course.
Perfect. Then they'll have myself and my loyal but let's call it candid retinue for dinner and a night's rest. If we do not find out anything during dinner, or if we manage to avoid violent escalation, we'll have the run of the house at night. And if we have a way of detecting faceless shifters, stalkers, we'll be able to do so immediately upon arrival. Perhaps some sort of paranoia that my house is known for. Does that make sense?
So, your nobility?
In a way, yes.
That explains your cockiness. It explains so much right now.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of puzzle pieces are starting to fall into place.
I thought from
Okay.
your completely unsubstantiated hate, you'd already pieced this together, but clearly you are less intelligent than I took you
thought that you were a
for.
general cunt, but apparently you're a rich cunt. That makes a lot more sense. Yes.
Word
Sorel
so.
leans back and just takes a long sip from his cup as he eyes both of you.
Yes. Hating nobility must be common amongst your kind. Poor vagrants. But rest assured, it'll be on our benefit now. And if it's not up to your standards, then I'm perfectly willing to listen to another idea.
Oh no, my problem was not with your idea. My problem is with you, as always.
Very well. I can deal with that.
Let us hope that all of this feistiness only invigorates the rest of your party members.
I do have another option we can do maybe first before we do your plan, because Tarush, you can make yourself look different, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be smart before you go as yourself to their house to go as maybe some sort of guard or something? So you can ask them if they maybe had something stolen or not, because maybe there have been several stolen items around the neighborhood, and you can ask them if they had something like that. And if they tell about the painting, then we know it's stolen. But if they don't and they act like nothing happened, you can still go as yourself and then do that whole thing. But maybe we can get some more information first.
if they're anything like our nobles back home, they wouldn't allow a regular guard inside without any sort of warrant. I like the
Well,
idea.
not inside, but you can like ring their door and maybe ask when you are outside. You don't have to go in, but you can also like maybe in some sort of higher guards. I don't know if that's a thing.
Well, he could also ask those questions while, if he is invited inside and he is invited to dinner, he could ask these questions during dinner.
True, but I
I've
thought
heard that
maybe
there were...
as a sooner thing to do, if instead of going as yourself right away, because maybe they will recognize you from something later on, and we don't want that. I think.
You wouldn't have to roll another check to know this, but most noble houses do have their own security detail. And while House Vedius is only a small house, so knowing what you do, Tarush, you would figure that there would, like, perhaps half a dozen people on staff to protect the abode. And indeed, they wouldn't just let a normal guard in. But then again, you still have that insignia. You could, like, try to.
Oh no, that
impersonate-
insignia was a one-time illusory object.
Oh, well, you still have the insignia that the local guard, the Silver Sentinels, gave you.
Fair.
You think to yourself, like, could this work? You have seen the outfits of, like, not only the normal guards, but also, like, the corporals and the lieutenants. Like, if a lieutenant of the Silver Sentinels would walk up and, like, get, like, a fake warrant for their house, that could be a little bit more aggressive, but could also be done.
I
A lot of options.
propose perhaps a synthesis of these plans. I do not have right now another one of these spells available, and if we are to visit their residence tomorrow, I would like to be fully prepared. But perhaps Crowan could take the insignia and a missive and act as my Don Silva's agent of security. You'll head up. You'll display that you have the authority, or at least the grace of the Silver Sentinels, and you'll be able to show yourself as an official, ask them questions about perhaps crime in the neighborhood, perhaps interrogate them if this is an appropriate place to stay for a Don Silvas. Would that make sense, Olam?
Yes, it was just an idea. We don't have to do it, but if you want to do it like that, that's okay.
I like it.
Could also just pose as your escort.
Yes. And you will
That's
show
just-
up a day beforehand. It will send them scattering. A small day to prepare a feast and a welcoming committee for Don Silvas is not enough. Their house will be in chaos. It will give us good preparation. It will give us good opportunity the next evening to go about our way.
Yeah.
Then it
So-
seems your work cut out for you.
But first, we need to investigate the available library for possible ways to identify faceless stalkers.
I
That's
will.
what I'm trying to do.
I will do so tomorrow. Absolutely. I will spend the rest of this evening and the rest of tomorrow doing that. Perhaps Jack and Edge and Olam can help me with that. But the missive, I would like it sent tonight.
Fair.
All right. So, then for the missive, I would like someone to go ahead and make either a society or a thievery check to see how good you can, like, write this down or forge it, so to speak. You guys can aid each other if you want.
I'm an 8 on society.
Sorry?
Oh no, I'm asking out loud. Who's good at society here? I think Edge as well.
No, not me. I have a +7 on thievery, though. I might be able to forge something.
I have an 8 on society, so perhaps you assist Tarush?
Yeah.
I have a 4 or a 1, so that's not gonna be.
Right.
No.
For the sake of this Edge, you can roll a thievery check to aid Tarush's society check.
It's a natural 5.
Plus 7 is 12, so that's not a critical fail. So nothing happens. He doesn't get a plus. He doesn't get a minus.
Not a great number either. That's a 9, plus my 8 would be 17.
17, still nothing too shabby. Like it's normal, like a normal document. So there aren't any like super awesome things that can be done with it. Edge tries to like sketch like nice little like calligraphied versions of your house sign, of the Dansilva sign, but it doesn't really work all that well. So eventually you drop those ideas and just go for like a normal orderly letter. So you look it over, and it does seem like a normal success for how difficult it is for such a task.
Nice. All right, so I will write, what I said. So on short notice, Don Silvas will be visiting Farwater and assessing what sorts of investments could be made there on our behalf. A silver dragon will be arriving tomorrow in the afternoon, and my agent is to assess security in the neighborhood beforehand. If everything goes, everything proceeds orderly and as and flatteringly, large investments will be made also in the sewer system of Farwater. Yes.
Very well. All right, so this letter, do you want it delivered by Crowan or just by someone in general?
No, Crowan will deliver it, and he'll have the insignia of the Silver Sentinels, and he'll, so he can show like, hey, we've cleared this with the city guard. They know we're here. I'm an official delegation. Here's the thing with the
thing and the stuff.
The thing and the stamp and and the signature and etc.
All right, very good, very good. Then for the rest of the evening, let's just go. There we go to another banger of our good friend Charlie. The slums at night. So, for the rest of the evening, Tarush, Jack, Edge, and Olam, all of you head into the subterranean library with vast amounts of scroll racks and bookshelves full of all the different tales that the traveling bards have left here at the lake house as a form of documentation and chaotically like information bank for all followers of Avandra, including you, Edge, to look through and see what you can find. And in the meantime, Crowan, you are sent on your way with this missive to get towards the noble house of Vedius.
And before I left, can I have been healed by our great high host again? Because I took a lot of damage from the...
Can be done. However, that will cost another couple of gold pieces. We will say that later tonight you guys will have to get your tab checked out for now, which will be a certain amount. However, let's go. How badly are you wounded?
I would like 19 hit points back.
19 hit points. All right. So, if I take a quick look at the heal spell to calculate what level he will cast it at.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. It's by 8. All right. So he will give you a second level, which is going to be 22 points of healing. So you are back up to maximum.
Yep.
And there will be a second level heal spell that you have acquired from the High Host himself.
Bandit.
But after which, you are sent on your way. You are making a nice evening stroll, making sure to keep out of all of the small alleys because you don't have time to be bothered by any of the local ruffians, so to speak. And eventually you walk all the way to the southernmost district of the city, all the way to the southern pedal district, as it is called. And here, like nestled in, we can actually look it up on the battle map if you would like. Let's see here. I do have to put you guys on the map. All right. And I'm just going to ping where the noble house of Vedius is located until you all know. So let me know if you guys have viewed it
ping
on
again?
screen. I'm still pinging it. I'm just going to keep pinging it.
There we go.
till
Yeah,
You guys have found it.
it's
there
a
we
big
go.
city.
Yes, indeed. So all the way over here,
Oh Jesus.
like nestled into a corner of the large walls, after which like a large cliff face just exits into the eastern ocean next to the continent, sits this somewhat large house, but still like they don't have any lands surrounding it. It is just a beautiful large rectangular building. As you walk up towards it, Crone, you can see that it has like a nice little small staircase that heads up to the main door, and there's like a opening so you can actually see that the -1 floor, like the basement, also has windows so they can get a little bit of light, natural light as well. And above that you can see that the building itself is 3 levels high. You can see that the entirety of the front of the abode is adorned with the same sign that you saw of House Vedius, like the V that then turns into 2 spouting water spouts on both sides, and this just continues along the entirety of the building, with like over the main door, just in large letters, the house name itself, Vedius. And the door itself is like a beautiful large wooden door with a normal sized door in it. So in the same way that you can see on like different churches and the like, where they have like a very large door with a smaller door in it that they actually use for different ways. This seems to be such a design. What do you do?
Do I see an obvious entry point, like a bell,
yeah.
or?
It seems like they have a knocker. They have like a large fish head with like the knocker in it that you could use to.
Oh my god, we're going on the fish motive. These are the bad guys. These are the bad guys.
Something smells fishy.
Oh, excuse me.
Thank-
Did I say fish head? I meant Cthulhu head, of course.
Oh no, that in that case, I don't know yet.
No. In that case, intrigued. No.
Steal
But
their
you
books.
walk up and just use the knocker.
I use the knocker.
All right. Boom, boom, boom. After a few seconds or so, you hear echoing through the hallway on the stone floor the footfalls of someone wearing heels. And as the door opens, you can see a somewhat older gentleman standing in front of you. Just have to make sure that I have the right. There we go. As a somewhat elderly man opens the door, very nicely put in a suit, probably a servant of some sort, nicely dressed in black and white. You can see that he has like a small black mustache and a somewhat receding hairline with like a widow's peak, but he does keep it like neatly shaven on all sides. You can see that on the sides over here, the sideburns are slowly turning gray. And he opens the door and stands there and just says, "Good evening. Can I help you? What kind of business do you have with House Vedius at this hour?"
Yes, sorry to bother you at this late hour. It's just I have a missive for the Lord of the House.
Very well. What kind of missive? He like looks down towards you, looks up a little bit.
Well, I hand out the envelope, and yeah, it's for the Lord of the House to see. It has somewhat urgent. It says it has somewhat expediency.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Nice.
Whoa.
The servant looks you over another time and eventually locks eyes with you. And you have this very intense stare. You have interrogated many different criminals in your time as a guard. And this person, like, he's a little bit undone by it. He swallows a time. Of course. In that case, I will make sure that the lord of the house receives it immediately. Um, what what kind of expediency did you mean exactly?
Well, from what I understood, it's about a matter that's going to be relevant in a day or two. And I was sent here to also check by my task giver if this house would be suitable for a visit.
A visit by whom?
Yeah, it's all in the message, sir.
Right. Very well. I will be sure that Lord Abel receives this immediately. Thank you for your time.
Is he here at the moment?
He is indeed. He is in his study.
I think it would be wise if I could give the missive myself, as I have a job to do in this house. Again, it's all in the message.
Go ahead and make me an intimidation check this time.
I'm even 12.
Oh.
I rolled a 3, so yeah, it basically confidence and gone.
Well, that seems to be a little bit hasty. If you would please wait here for a moment, I will make sure that the Lord reads this missive immediately, and if he so deems that you were to enter the premise, then I will be back shortly. If you would please wait here, and he
Whatever works for you.
closes the door in your face.
What's written in the letter is above my pay grade, bitch.
You wait a couple of moments, a minute passes, 5 minutes pass, at which moment the door opens, and this time next to the servant who opens the door with a slight bow, you can also see standing behind him a like same-ish age as the man standing in front of you, although this person carries himself with a little bit more stature, so to speak. You can see that he is now wearing some sort of evening wear with like a nice little coat that he was probably wearing to sit nicely around the fire, a scarf that is also like turned around and pushed inward, shoes that he is wearing seems to be just like simple loafers to wear around the house. His complete outfit in like a Bordeaux red, and atop you can see that there's like a nicely kept brown ring beard and short brown hair that he has like in a very slick what you call it, what I have as well, like
Side
Party.
part.
side part, there we go, to one side, and he is now holding in one hand like the missive, and now opened up, and you can see like the sign of House Don Silva's very clearly present. He just says, right, I didn't catch your name, boy. Who were you?
Out of character, how much conversation must I understand with boy? I'm a guard of the city. Should I just react to that, or should I just let it slide?
I mean, that's all to you.
Yeah, but with my knowledge of society, should I let it slide, or is it just normal that the noble calls a guard a boy?
I mean, it is sometimes done, although in your experience, people that treat their servants and personnel in that way mostly just do it because they want to prove something. Like, it depends. Like, you have seen nobles who treat their personnel way worse, and you have seen nobles that treat their personnel way better.
And
Okay.
little
Always
side
spectrum.
note, Tarush will have made sure to like instill you with the fact that you can act with confidence if you want to. Like you like it's a big name you're swinging around.
Title of your sex tape? Question mark.
I'm gonna sarcastically say a bit. My intonation is gonna be like I'm gonna make clear that I don't want him to say boy again, and I'm just gonna say it with this boy's name is Crowan, although he's been a man for 20 years.
Go ahead and make another intimidation check for me.
Huh. That's a bit better. That's a 19. 15. Sorry, 15.
15. The Lord of the House doesn't really seem undone, but he does, he does take another look at the letter and then goes up back to you and says, "Oh, pardon, I did not mean any offense. Oh, Jesus, Maxime.
What happened? Oh no!
You're beautiful." Maxime burst into flames. Jack was doing some arcane research and summoned a sun into the room next to him.
Yeah. What happened? Oh no!
However, the Lord says, "All
News,
right,
it's very
did not-
bright in here.
Oh, Maxime, could you then just disconnect instead of
no,
switching around?
Maxime?
Here.
Right, for now, I'm just going to try and continue the story.
Yeah.
So, the Lord opens the door, calls you a boy. You retort by that you have been a man for 20 years now, and he says, "Well, of course, I am sorry. I did not mean any offense. It is just the hour of the day is late, and I was not expecting such a request. You were saying that a Don Silvus wishes to have residence within our house. This is a great honor, although we would have preferred to have gotten earlier notice of such endeavors."
Well, you know the winds on the Don Silvuses, they don't often really care about other people's convenience.
Huh. Indeed. Seems to be put a little at ease now that you are bad-mouthing your boss. Well then, my servant Warren here said also that you'd wish to survey our abode. Is this true?
Yes, mostly to see how safe it is from the local populace, to be sure there's no danger points. Basically, the standard security considerations.
Right. To end this up, go ahead and make a last diplomacy check to see how this goes.
Oh, nice.
Throwing out
Music.
some fancy words and diplomacy. I love it.
How much?
26.
26. Nice.
Yeah.
At those words, the Lord of the House nods. He folds the letter back up and just goes, "Of course, Warren, if you would take Lord Crone and make sure he meets Erica and give him a tour around the house. See if you can answer all of his questions together with Erica, then I am sure that everything would be up to the Don Silvas' standards. Now then, if you would excuse me, I have work to do in my study. Lord Crone, thank you so much for your expedient haste in this matter. We look forward to please Lord Don Silvas."
As we all.
And he walks away. Warren then says, "Right away, sir. Well, then, Crone, if you would follow me." And as you have entered the abode, you are keeping a close eye out for the layout of the land, making sure that everything is known to you. And the first thing that you realize is that there is like a beautiful, large open area in front of you, with like two spiraling staircases that go all the way up to a what you call it, like
Second floor?
yeah, second floor, but it's open, so it's called like
An antechamber? I don't know.
no, to a second floor with like a balustrade. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Balustrade, so you can look down into this open area, and in the middle of this open area you can also see like a beautiful large fountain that's spouting water out of like three fishes' mouths that intertwine with each other and give this this beautiful visage. Large potted plants stand everywhere, and you can see that while the staircases go up, there is like around the balustrade three different hallways going into all three main directions, like in the length of the door that you just walked into, and then one to your left, one to your right. And you can also see that on this ground floor there are 6 doors total, one directly to your right, one directly to your left, and then one right, one left in the middle of those areas, and then 2 doors on the other side, like behind the staircase, if you will. You are immediately led to your right, which opens a door, and here you can see like some sort of like small, what do you call it? Like office spaces always have like small kitchen areas with like a small table and where people can make like coffee and tea. This is one such chamber. Although it has like a small table in the middle, a couple of chairs, you can see that 2 people are now playing a round of cards with each other. And you can also see one other thing, and that is that on the far side there is a small weapon rack with long swords straying about. And both people that are seated here also carry long swords on their sides as they just continue their game of cards as the door opens, and then both turn into your general direction. May I introduce Lady Erica, the main guardswoman of the house, and the one that is making sure that all of House Vedius is kept in safe condition. Erica, this is Crowan, a acquaintance of a nobleman who will be entering our abode tomorrow. Very well then. Name's Erica. Shakes your hand. Then what is this all then? Erica, Crowan and the nobles that are to visit here tomorrow have requested a tour of the house. Very well then. Follow me. She stands herself up, shaven on one side, long blonde hair to the other. Erica seems to be a human, and Erica will now accompany you as you get like a tour of the house. Without going into too much detail, what are the kinds of things that Crowan would like to keep an eye out for?
I would like to ask two questions. First, the first one: has there ever been any issues with security or any problem in the house, like break-ins or whatever?
Make sure you find out where all the bathrooms are, because they come in through the sewers. I'm not even joking. It just feels so weird to say.
And the second question would be, how many people live in the house that I should... how many people do I have to account for in the house?
Very well. Erica can tell you that no, not on her watch. No one has been stupid enough to break in, because outside of the abode there is the larger city, and to actually break in would be a stupid endeavor, to say the least. So no, on her watch she is pretty proud of that. No break-ins, no problems with ruffians. She also says that all of the windows are locked during the night, and they have a security detail of 6 people in total. 6, and you also see all of them at one point during the night. She also tells you that they have a standard rotation of people also just walking around the house to make sure that everything is in order. And once every half an hour during the night, they also just like take a quick swoop through the house, which does sound a little bit excessive to your mind, which is weird. But nonetheless, they keep their security detail pretty tight, and everything seems to be going well. You ask about how many people in the house. There's a security detail of 6 people. There are 8 servants, and then the Vedius family themselves. Lord Abel Vedius, who you have just met, Lady Cynthia Vedius, and their child Vermilion Vedius. So that would be 14 plus 3 equals 17 people total.
Okay.
The layout of the house is that the ground floor is like all of the communal spaces, so to speak. So there is a large study for the Lord. There is like a game room, kitchen, and main banquet space. Another place next to the hearth fire is a sort of living and relaxing space. And then on the top floors, there are just all kinds of different rooms. On the second floor, there are all kinds of different rooms, both for the Lord, Lady, and most of the servants as well. And then on the third floor, there are like all kinds of different storage rooms, as well as the place where all the guards also have their stay to sleep.
Okay. When I'm actually looking at the rooms, I'm gonna look for maybe sign of something being hidden, like something being shuffled, like trying to see if there's any shuffling of hidden trapdoors or something that I might notice. It's not very easy to see, but just in case, like if it's something that's been shuffled often, or yeah.
There, you hear that on all the different floors, no such problems are really present. However, you remember that there's also a basement area, and when you were asked to see if you can go into there, Erica eventually opens a door to show you that a small stone staircase just opens up into water, as the basement is currently flooded, and they are looking into repairing that before long.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. That's sounds like I had like enough information. Erica, it's has been a pleasure. Thank you for your tour. I'll report back to the Don Silvis.
All right. Hope he isn't too much of a pain in your ass. Have a good night.
Good night.
While doing so, Erica is just making also light banter towards you, talking about how it sucks that you were sent out on such short notice and now need to work during the evening and stuff. Like, oh my god. She asks where you're accommodated and stuff, and if you have to pay for it yourself, or if the Dan Silvas aren't as cheap as she has heard they might be. That sort of stuff.
Okay, I just mostly I keep on saying Don Silvis take scare me as well as he should.
Very well. All right. Then it seems that a fairly good impression has been made by Crow and House Don Silvas, and you have this nice bit of information about what you guys might want to infiltrate eventually. In the meantime, the four of you are venturing into the library of the lake house to find out stuff about faceless stalkers. So, how would you guys go about your business?
Well, first we'd have a round of drinks and dinner, right?
Of course, yeah.
And then we take a second round of drinks into the library. I imagine.
Which is not allowed. I mean, most different books and scrolls down there are already in bad repair because the bards that scribbled them didn't really care for a lot of robustness.
I'm out of character. I'm salty about this, but I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We just start looking for books. Tarush is gonna go in the occult direction because I think he fills that niche.
There are no sections down here. It's just stories written out by bards that visited, and you're gonna be very fucking lucky to find anything.
All right,
so knowing this, Edge is just gonna start taking down scrolls, checking them to see if Faceless Stalker comes up.
I'm gonna try to find the least horny ones. Which for bards is hard.
There's that one shelf over there.
Those 3 books over there.
Okay, so let me just take a look-see here. All right. Okay, yeah. So if you would, if you really want to recall knowledge on faceless stalkers, that must be a occultism check. But if other people amongst you have different ideas on how you would like to go about your business, I'm all ears.
I'm just gonna, it's a numbers game. I'm gonna just very, very quickly scan as many books as I can for, mimics, faceless stalkers, doppelgangers, that kind of shit.
As soon
We'll
as
call that perception.
as soon as Edge starts diving in, Tarush is already just looking around. This is gonna take forever.
Yes, it is. There is no system. Congratulations.
sorry, he said roll for perception for you. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a perception check for Edge. We still have Jack and Olam.
I want to do the same as. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to do the same as Edge because I've been down here before as well. So.
Fair enough.
It's a natural 8 for a total of 12.
Yay.
And this boy's going in jail.
And Jack?
Oh no, it fell. Ooh,
Oh.
that's actually pretty good.
Wouter, we got fed.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
dear.
Which one did we roll again?
Well, how are you going to do your job? Like you
Well,
tell
I
me.
am going. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to try to find the least horny ones, and hopefully, those are like about crimes and such.
Fair enough. Let's see here. In what of the following are you trained? Occultism, society. Sorry?
Arcana.
Arcana?
Arcana.
Orcurn? Orcurn.
Can I choose that one? In that case, it's going to be 25
Sure.
for me.
Damn.
Yeah,
Alright.
I rolled pretty okay.
Okay. Olam, what was your perception check?
17.
17, alright. Und Tarouche? Yeah, no, it's hard for you.
Oh, nice. So Tarush rolls a 17. He's basically he's trying to find any political stories that involve like guerrilla downfall of kingdoms and such. But mostly he's going to be busy just cross-referencing stories that the rest throw at him. Being like, no, this doesn't fit in, or being like, yes, this might be a clue. So that's going to be a whopping 25.
Nice. All right, so those are 2 successes, both for Jack and for Tarouche. So as you guys just delve in, basically you 2 are the ones that are actually doing the research and doing the cross-referencing, as Olam and Edge are just grabbing the things that might come in handy. And eventually you do have to make like a first pass to filter out, because doppelgangers and faceless stalkers and mimics are all different things. Like there are many different ways in how a being might try to take another person's appearance, and to cross-reference those would only dilute your knowledge. And as you do so, both Tarouche and Jack, both of you come back to the same thing every time. The thing that Faceless Stalker that makes Faceless Stalker stick out is the fact that they engorge themselves on blood, that they need blood to sustain themselves. And eventually, both of you come to the same conclusion, that if they sustain themselves with blood, even if their visage changes, there should always be a sort of lingering blood smell about them. So for this, if you are in smelling distance of people, and if there might be a way, because certain people or creatures might have like a imprecise scent smell. So for the people that are close by, you will get a +1 on your perception check to see if you can like ascertain if a person is a faceless stalker, because that would be like a roll against them, so you get a +1 bonus to that. If you have unprecise sense smell, that increases to a +2 bonus.
Do any of us have that?
I don't know, but
I'm sorry, have what?
Imprecise
Scent.
smell.
scent. Yeah. Smell. Imprecise. No, there's
Imprecise sense.
oh
smell.
sense. That's the
Yeah.
word. Yes.
Your senses.
I don't think any of us do, but that is already. One more question. Do they also crave it?
Oh yes, yeah. They need it to sustain themselves.
Yeah, but like, is it like a bit of a compulsory or addiction type thing? Can I glean that from this information? Like, were I to present a faceless with blood, would it be like, oh, what's that doing there? You know? Can I lick it?
Yeah, the amount of information that you find it's mostly like akin to how vampires like blood. So if they're starving, then indeed they really need it. Like
Okay.
more so than you and I need food and drink to exist, so to speak.
Okay.
But if it has a steady supply or whatever, it's not like it's gonna go crazy if it sees blood. Like it has some deceiving capabilities of its own.
I have one more question that I'd like to know. Oh, sorry, Maxime. If you want to.
I was still thinking about that imprecise scent. It might be a bit of a stereotype, so pardon me, but
No, I
Olaf?
don't. No.
Okay. That's it.
Although Jack, as a conjurer of sorts,
Yeah.
there might actually be different animals that you can conjure up that do have that imprecise sense.
Whoa.
Talking to someone. Just one moment.
Wouter is like
A
handing
bloodhound.
out wisdom bombs. No, but
I mean, this information was in my notes. It's not like it's
you're
pretty
like,
clear.
in case
Came up.
Maxime doesn't think about this, remind him.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So I have one more question. Where do these stalkers glean their abilities from? So, this what was her name? This bard woman that we killed, that I killed,
Jenny Carpenter.
Jenny Carpenter, that I killed.
Almost single-handedly.
Yeah. Just gonna have a little bit of silence for that. Okay. And like, did the faceless stalker already have levels in bard, or did he imitate someone that was a bard and then gain bard powers? Like, I think
Right.
that might be important knowledge if we could find out.
Yeah, you never glean that the faceless stalkers like inherit some of the power that the people that they impersonate. No, they're very good at impersonating people, so they can mimic people's mannerisms and such, but they don't. Like, if they impersonate a bard, they don't get bardic powers.
Okay.
If they impersonate a wizard, they don't get wizard powers. They're not automatically good at wielding a weapon if the person that they imitate is a good sword wielder.
That is important
Figure out-
knowledge. Perfect.
You figure out that the only thing that they're good at, they get a bonus in, is impersonating other people. That's the only thing that changes.
Interesting. Okay. That gives me a few ideas. Thank you. Excellent. All right.
Very well.
No, I got nothing else.
All right. Then, as Crone returns to the lake house, you all eventually retire to go to your rooms and take a long rest, I believe. Is there anything else that any one of you would like to do before they tuck themselves in for the night?
Yeah. Tarush is gonna go up to Olam. Olam, dear, I'm just preparing everyone for their roles. You stand out in a beautiful manner. Yeah. Sparks and glitter and such. Would you be my announcer tomorrow? As in, a herald of my house.
A what now?
So you would go up whenever we enter an important place. I will give you a signal. Just a little wink.
Yes.
And you will grab this piece of paper and read it out as if you were preaching an important gospel of your god.
Okay. I can try, but I'm not really sure how important this is for you. But I will try.
Oh, please, for what I have in mind, a little mistake will not be of any harm.
Okay.
But I think you are best suited for this role. You are almost like a mascot or a signal of power, a sign of power. To have
You are not saying I am your pet, right? Because that would be a problem.
No, I'm saying that to have one such as you, a remarkably unique person amongst my, well, imaginary retinue, would be a great sign of power and blessing by the gods.
He's saying you're exotic.
That just made it very weird, but
I guess I guess. Okay, I will do it, yes.
Excellent. Take a few times to practice it, and I'll help you with the pronunciation. But that's
But
everything. Oh, yeah.
But maybe if I just say it at the moment, it will be more natural.
Very well. Whichever you prefer.
I think that's best because maybe I get nervous and I don't like that.
Very well. You know how to read, right?
Yes.
Oh, right. I've seen you read books.
I know
sorry.
how to read, but maybe I don't say everything okay, but that will probably be charming, right?
Oh, yes. I apologize with your, Is it amnesia that you have?
She doesn't know the meaning of the word.
I sometimes forget where your knowledge starts and ends. So you know words, you know your god, but you don't know our society. And I wonder, do you know anything of your past?
Well, depends on what you call a past and what that means for you. I don't know how I came when I was a little one, like a kitten maybe. I don't know about then, but there's some things I know.
Perhaps that is something to be looked into in the future. Your powers are unique.
Well, I got my powers from a saloon.
Exactly, but how did you get to that point? Does saloon simply choose someone at birth? Is it a legacy? Or did you do something in a previous life that made you worthy? An interesting thought.
You can see Olan frown a bit. She didn't tell me. Should I ask? Is this something we really should get rid of this ringing because I really have to talk to her now?
It is an interesting topic. What did you do to be so special?
Do you think I'm special?
Do you not?
Well, I don't know. I do know a couple of things of this world. I don't know how, but there's some things that just come to my brain. But yeah, maybe we should figure some things out because there's a lot of things I don't know, I guess.
And Tarush holds his hand up a bit. But may I touch your fur? I'm curious.
Yes, but no pulling.
No pulling, I promise.
Okay.
And Tarush just runs his fingers through like the fur behind her ear. And just to feel like, because it looks all starry and sparkly, and he's wondering if the sensation is different from what he would expect.
Well, it feels the same as a normal cat, but more flowy.
When you do your magic, your unique magic, you become different. You joke about it. You become lighter.
Yes.
It is special.
As Tarush puts his hand through your fur, you have like all these stars like in your fur, right? Is it really part of the fur? Like if you push the fur aside, does the star move, or does the star like stay in place somewhere in the ether?
Well, it's always kind of moving.
Oh shit.
Like
okay.
stars, kind of, but really slow, so it's not always on the same spot on my fur as it was before. Yeah. But it would be on the same place if you go through it.
Okay, yeah. So even if Tarush pushes the fur past it, like the star stays in the same place.
Yeah.
That's weird. I like it.
There's questions about ghost sounds, etc. in the chat room, and I believe that we missed a ghost image a while back.
Oh, I haven't seen anything in the list.
Yeah, 12 minutes ago.
12 minutes ago? Who pushed it away? God damn it, who was it?
Was it me?
Was it you, Charlie?
Wasn't me.
Pushed
Is
it
it
away.
okay if I
Charlie.
just blame you, Charlie? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, it's okay.
Nice.
It's like my
Damn it,
childhood
Charlie.
all over again.
So refunding.
Too real? Too close to home?
Oh
Too
wait,
real
I have.
for me, real.
You know what? Leo Randger, I really like that you were trying to help the different heroes with this one. So for the sake of this, I will give you another roll. Charlie, go ahead and make another occultism check, because we will take a little bit of a callback to when you guys were doing research. Let's see if you can glean another thing out of this.
All right, another occultism.
Mhm.
That is a 6 plus 8 would be 14.
I'm afraid that won't be high enough.
Oh,
So-
damn it, Johnny.
I'm sorry.
Again,
how
you
dare
blame
you.
me. I'm fine
Always
with
blame
this.
Charlie. Always blame Charlie.
It's okay. I can shut down this stream at any moment if
Yeah.
it gets too much.
But that's exactly what we love to see. So if you wish to help in other certain ways of those, do know that I indeed will allow different checks and different aids and different effects if you put in those beautiful ghost sound and ghost images. So don't be what's the word? Disincentivized just because this one check didn't come through.
Yeah, that was actually pretty nice. Thanks, dude. Alright, so Tarush pulls back his hand. It is something that could be looked into. Your magic, it is different from mine. And it is inherent. It is special. You should feel blessed because you are.
Wait, but last night or 2 nights ago, you said that you did. Oh no, it was in the morning. You said you didn't believe that I talked to my god, but now you do really believe, right? Because else you wouldn't talk about my past.
My doubts have been assuaded. Sorry, I was wrong.
Okay.
Yes. But where it comes from, what the choice is, why, we should still look into this, yes?
But do you want to know because you want to have my power, or do you want to know because you're interested in me? Because it's not bad, but I just need to know.
I wish to know everything about who I fight besides, but also, if your powers come from your blood, then we might have something, in common.
Your powers come from your blood as well? But you had to learn for your powers, right?
My situation is complicated, but I have my family, they are powerful sorcerers. They wield magic from their blood. But I did not inherit this. I had to work for it, in contrast to my parents, to my grandparents. But I did inherit something that they did not, something that passes through every few generations. I have a very distinct connection to, well, the gods as well.
So are you... Sloan told me that what I have is called a curse, but it's not really all bad. But is that something you have too, then? Like some sort of curse, or not?
For me, it is not a curse. It brings only benefits. Even the prejudice it brings is a good thing. But there's something of, a scholar in common would call me an angel, or an angelkin. So not per se close to a god, but I'm connected to a divine or a deity in some way. Hence my interest in your connection.
Okay. Yes.
If it comes from Saloon or one of the 10 divines or who knows what obscure deity or powerful outsider might have blessed my family, I do not know. But it is a matter of interest to me.
So are you some kind of like maybe a warrior or something like that for your god? Is that like that angel like part you're talking about?
That would be the common interpretation, yes, but what it means for me, I do not know. What it means for me is that my skin is always clear. Each morning I wake up as if I had spent hours preparing myself. For me, it means that people inherently trust me.
Except for Edge.
Except for Edge. But, well, you know.
You're special.
I mean, honestly, that wasn't planned, but I like the whole tiefling angelkin contrast there.
No, he's got a point.
For me, it means that, but I've yet to discover what else.
Yes. There might be some things we have in common that I didn't know of, but maybe that's something we have to search some information for, because I don't know the small things about these. I don't know the big things either, not all.
It is okay. I am either way glad that the gods have blessed us with your presence amongst us. And I'm sure that it was deigned to be so, either way. Thank you, Alam.
No, thank you. I do kind of like you more every day. And I already kind of liked you, so that's not really that hard. But
Tarush looks down in confusion for a moment before he looks back up. Good. I would hope so. Don't mention this. Don't mention the whole angel thing to anyone else. Yes?
Okay.
Let's keep it between us for now.
Not even Jack?
I do not understand Jack's motives.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like him, so maybe I thought we could share something with him. But if you don't, I don't have to. But maybe
He is funny and
be happy
likable,
about.
but that is what makes me distrust him. Orcs are not supposed to be funny and likable.
They don't.
Such a rich white guy. Oh my god.
The Angelkin is a racist. Makes sense.
Yeah.
God has told me. No, but but yeah, he nods. For now, just between us. But thank you for your honesty as well, Olam.
No problem. I don't have a reason not to.
I look forward to you announcing me. And he walks off.
And gets hit in the
retires.
face by a spitball.
What?
It's just been like trying to hit you for the past 20 minutes.
I'm just looking at I was looking at the queue, like thinking, did someone do a ghost
Like
image?
elemental spark.
Nope. That's just Edge being Edge.
It's doing their thing.
He walks out of Olam's room, just what the fuck? God damn it, Edge!
So,
Cackling in the background.
as the rest of you go to your own sleeping quarters and find a nice long rest, in the morning, all of you are treated by a nice little surprise. Because, let me get...
We get the bill.
Well, yes and no. Because as the morning is greeting you and all of you are at breakfast, eventually one of the patrons of the lake house walks towards you and comes by with a small chest as the bartender says, "Well, good morning, fellas. I should say pack members. There was a small package for you this morning. Right here. And you will find it a little bit lighter because the tab needed to be straightened out. So good news, you no longer are in debt to us. Have a good day." And as you open the box,
Hey! He opened our mail. That is not okay.
He opened our mail.
Give a fuck.
He took money from it.
Yep. So what you find?
Pretty sure that kind of is passing a line in hospitality.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean,
yeah,
if
totally.
he
Passing
had
a line
just
in the
given
wall.
us the bill, we would have fucking paid it. But to open our mail and take out the money, Edge is gonna have some words with the manager. I think.
You tried to steal his books.
I
No,
did no
you
such
told
thing.
them.
It was one book, and I borrowed it, and I had every intention of bringing it back.
Did you
Sure.
Lies.
No, I brought it back, didn't I?
This is
Just needed it for a minute.
this is what has transpired. Your opinions of the matter are your own. However, as you open the box, there is a letter in it, and as you begin to read, it says something to the gist of, "Dear pack members, it seems that your investigation is going swiftly. I believe that the first part of our arrangement, you handing over information on the whereabouts of this crystal plague, has been fulfilled, and as such, the contract as well. Herein you find the 125, brought back to 100, gold pieces. I hope you can use these funds appropriately in the rest of your investigation. Signed, High Captain of the Silver Sentinels, Bradley Quintessent." So you have another 100 gold pieces at your disposal. And P.S., the address you asked for was such and such, with the key once again in the box as well. So if you guys would like, you can also head out towards the abode of Yennefer Carpenter.
Oh my god.
But as you can ponder what you would do with this information, as the new day is upon you, the 18th of Platina, we will go ahead and take a little break.
Oh my god.
We
Groovy.
will be back here at let's see, 10. So what is it? Like 40? Yeah, let's call it 9:40.
Go for it.
I rolled an 18 to Roosh. You're getting hit in the fucking mouth.
I think you rolled your webcam.
Freaking Edge always putting things on my face. But yeah, it's a thing now, apparently.
But yeah. So yeah, let's see how the investigation goes on in about 15 minutes. See you guys then.
See you guys then. Da, ksh, da, 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 pff, da, da, da.
And we're back. So, to jump back into our beautiful game. Last we left off, our heroes were still investigating the ringing, also known as the Crystal Plague, within the large city of Farwater. And their clues have led them to one of two houses. Yesterday, they had slaughtered Yenny Carpenter, or so it would seem, as she was actually a monstrous faceless stalker. From her corpse, you have now gotten her key to her abode and have now realized where she lives, so you can go over there. But also, House Vedius, a local noble house that seems to be connected to this disease as well, with which you have left a missive that our very own Tarouche, as a nobleman of the House of Dan Silvus, would like to visit the city and would like to, request accommodation within their house. And if they would be so kind to accommodate Tarush, then who knows? Perhaps they would, Don Silva's family would invest in their own operation. So, with those two places to go to, all of you wake up at the lake house, your place of residence, and have a hearty little breakfast with all y'all. What would you like to do?
I think the sooner we go investigating Jenny's house, the better.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
like we've done research that we can on fatal stalkers, which was quicker than we expected, so we know kind of how to deal with them. So I guess we just go to Jenny's house, we see if she has any literal skeletons in her closets. Honestly, I'm expecting literal skeletons. And then later on, we prepare ourselves for a nice little dinner at House Fadius.
Very well. So, you guys also have a nice hefty sum of funds that you have at your disposal to buy or sell or do whatever with. And do also remember that you also had a set of half plates that you found in the sewer system and some gems. So all of those things together, you have good funding. So perhaps not this session, but in between sessions, you could also think of perhaps turning that money into literal power.
So quick question. Crowan, did you want to use the half plate? Or did you not? I don't remember.
I'm not trained in half plate.
Okay.
I just know.
So we sell the half plate, we sell the gems, right?
Yeah, sure.
Any diamonds among there? No, right?
No, afraid not. No.
Okay, just checking in case we need to revive. Okay, so we'll sell everything in between sessions. Let's say we take an hour or two to do some shopping, and then we head to Jenny's house.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very well.
I have a quick question as well.
Oh, God.
Is everybody gonna go to the Vedia's house as part of Tarush's entourage, or?
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, that makes the most sense out of character. Like, we want everyone to be there. In case they're all fucking monsters in disguise, we want the whole party there.
Okay, in that case, Edge will want to go shopping for a nice dress.
Ooh.
Fair.
Hell yeah.
Would make
Okay.
sense.
Very well. So today we will go to Jenny's house, go shopping, and after which we will have a dinner at the Vedius abode. So first things first. After breakfast, you make a list of all the things that you would wish to buy, go out and about in the large city to get all of those knickknacks, after which your road brings you to the house of Yennefer Carpenter, better known as Jenny Carpenter, or at least the faceless stalker that took her identity. And there we go. Let me just get a little bit more music.
Jack, what kind of spells do you have prepared? I'm going mostly offensive today.
You're
Oh,
always
yeah.
offensive, Tarush.
Yeah. Considering the day, I am mostly offensive as well, actually, and my cantrips are
Maybe for you in this case, disguise. You had disguise self as well, right? Or illusory disguise. I'm sorry.
I do have indeed illusory disguise. I think I will. Yeah.
But do what you want. But I'm thinking out loud, like, because in this case I won't be able to disappear.
Yeah. So let me have a quick look. Yeah, I will. I have gathered an array of sorts.
Nice. All right.
Very good.
Jenny Carpenter's house it is.
All right, so as you make your way towards her abode, you realize that as you come upon all of this, that in a somewhat similar fashion that Nissanonim, the other house that you investigated, it seems that Jenny Carpenter also didn't have a lot of spending money. And while she did have a nice little place or a nice little location within the city, the place itself doesn't seem to be all that good because she just has a small, damp basement apartment at her disposal. So as you come upon her abode, you have to go all the way around back, so no nice little entrance from one of the main streets. No, instead, going through a little bit of a overgrown backyard, there is a stone staircase that eventually just ends in a wooden door with like a big lock on it. Probably mainly in use as some sort of storage space, but probably refitted to get nice little rent bonuses from a bard that would wish to have a place to stay within the city limits. So, as you walk towards this door, all of you are present. What do you do?
Put the key into the door. Open the door.
Yeah, who wants to take the
Go.
lead?
Let's go.
Crowan?
Going in.
Okay.
Balls deep.
I have my shield spell activated as we
Alright.
enter.
Same.
Zoom, zoom. Shield spells go open, but Crowan, as you push in the key and click the lock open, while the lock does open, it seems that Yenny did have some sort of protection in place, as one of the screws of the lock itself doesn't actually seem to be a screw, but an opening for a sharp piece of metal to jump out and stab you in your hand as it is going to try to stab you. For a... Ooh, you are in luck. It seems that your leather glove with a 12 to hit. The sharp piece of metal just sticks a little bit in your leather, and you can get it out without much harm, because as you turn the key a little bit further, you do see like a drip of some sort of fluid drip off of the piece of sharp metal.
Okay.
You good there, Crowan?
I'm fine. And then I'm gonna check if there's nothing else coming out, and maybe, and then just... Is it already open, or is it still closed?
Right now you've only turned the key, at which moment that piece of metal just jetted out and tried to stab your hand.
Okay. I'm gonna check for further traps, and then I'm gonna try again with opening the door.
Okay, so you want to take a look first? Go ahead and make
Yeah.
a perception check for me.
Yeah.
Nice. You learn from your
16.
mistakes.
16?
Mm-hmm.
You like immediately pull back your hand as a reflex, and then as Tarush asks this question, you are good, and you begin to take a good look around all of the corners, the lock, different places. The door doesn't seem to be trapped in other ways that you just saw.
Okay. So I guess turn the key in the other way to see if it opens.
Oh no, you can still like, you were just like turning it in one direction, it just wasn't far enough, so now you turn it another way, and with this the large wooden door opens up, and you can see a small stone staircase continue for just a couple of steps and then open up in what seems to be a room roughly the size of, let me just take a look here. There they are. Like 15 by 30-ish feet wide. So like a damp little space over there. And as you take like a step in, you can see immediately in your vision there is a small round table with 2 chairs. You can see off in the left-hand corner a bed with a stool next to it. As you turn around the corner, you see a bookshelf filled with books, but also clothing on the lower planks of it. And on the other side of the room, you can also see like a large vanity, as well as a wooden partition that seems to be, well, partitioning off a certain other area that you cannot see. Right now, this is all you can see as you just gaze into the open space.
Do I hear anything moving?
You pierce your ears. No sound for now.
Okay. You said something about a partition blocking off.
Yeah, like a wooden partition. So just like pieces of wood with handles together. So you have like piece of wood, piece of wood, piece of wood, piece of wood, so that it can stand on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is standing in the room as well. and there is probably something behind it, like a piece of room. Like it's parting off like a 10 by 10 feet area.
I'm gonna check that out then, I guess.
Hold
So
on,
you wanna
Crowan.
walk into the room like this.
Hold on, Crowan. And Tarush holds forward his staff as he drops his shield, and he uses detect magic first to see if there's anything within 30 feet magic-wise.
There is something magical within 30 feet from where you are standing right now. Right around the corner, there is a blip of magic coming from somewhere underground over there, or at least ground level over there. But other than that, no things that you can detect as your pulse moves out.
So these weird, almost translucent waves or bubbles move out of his staff, Tarush's staff, and he pulls it back. We're in the clear. There's something around the corner, but nothing here. Go ahead.
Okay, so Crony gonna check out the partition. What's behind it?
All right. As you take a couple of steps, you can also see around the corner what you didn't see before, probably where the magical pulse came from, as a small chest is seated right over there. And as you take a couple of steps further, behind the partition, you see a latrine that has been affixed to the wall as a way of, probably dumping her loads into the sewer system.
Yeah. Let's check the chest, I guess, for traps first.
There we go.
Shall I roll
Go
perception?
sound.
That's a perception check, yes.
Can I aid?
Let's see here. As somewhere from inside the area you hear ding ling 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 ling. As Crone, as you were taking a look at the chest, the bell rings and fucks you up a little
Edge
bit.
does the soccer mom arm for Olam.
Yeah, I rolled a 9 on my perception, so I guess the chime of the bell was like, what? What's going on?
Sounds like an alarm spell.
Let's get ready. I'm gonna open the chest anyway.
I prepare my shield again.
I join with the
Same.
shield spell.
And this time, as you open the chest, some sort of dust is just sprayed into your face. And I am going to roll a fortitude saving throw for you.
Okay, I have a plus 5,
I
6.
know what you have. I know what you have. You have your
You
stats
do.
right here.
Yeah, you do indeed.
All right. So that's happening as
Okay.
Crowan, you step forward and you have just like got this hideous like taste in your mouth. It got a little bit like in your nose and in your mouth, and just washing it off a little bit.
Oh, by the way, now talking about hidden fortitude save, is Edge now cured from the scarlet fever?
Oh crap! Oh yes, we. Well, no. You needed to make your save. We need to make sure that you are cured.
Well, I took the potion. Obviously,
yeah.
I'm gonna take
which only gave you a +2 bonus on the save.
So it's a fortitude.
Yeah, fortitude. Fortitude +2.
I can't seem to roll above a 10 when it matters. 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 2 would be a 17.
17 is still enough, however.
Okay.
Scarlet fever isn't such a difficult disease to get rid of. So it does indeed seem that this new morning greets you with no COVID-related symptoms whatsoever.
You had to make it real.
Of course. Be inspired by the horror of day-to-day life.
Yeah.
All right, but as the rest of you also enter the space here, I believe, or do the rest of you wait outside as Crowan is inside?
Tarush is gonna, as soon as things seem clear, he's gonna move towards the object of magic And when he sees the dust or the spores or whatever it is moving into Crone's face, he says, "Don't you wish Yennefer was alive right now, just so we could kill her again? Are you okay?"
So excessive.
Knowing those poisons, I only know late. We will notice later on if it does something or not. I can't tell right now.
Let us know if you feel anything. Anything at all. Yes?
Yes, I feel your breath down my neck.
Insight check. Why is Tarush being nice to people?
I mean, his survival depends on you, so, you know. I mean, it's obvious.
Was there
Alright.
anything left on the chest?
As you wipe away the sort of dust from your face, you can take a look, and indeed, in the chest was also the ringing of magic, Tarush. You can find that this is some sort of supply chest with like all different kinds of rations, like all very well preserved foods at the ready. But as you begin to rummage through it a little bit, you can also find that as you like get the first layer of foodstuffs out of the way, you can find different vials. Some of them empty, some of them filled with a red substance that you can compare to the vial that you also found on the Faceless Stalker's person, filled with blood. But there is also one vial that seems to hold some sort of other liquid that registered on your Detect Magic spell.
Oh? Tell me more, tell me more. Did they put up a fight?
well, it is a vial, and you know that it is magical because that is how the Detect Magic spell works.
Fair enough. Can I make an Arcana or Cultism check?
What you're asking me is, Wouter, can I identify it? And yes, you can most certainly try.
Does it matter? Which one?
Let me take a quick look-see here.
Got little purple die here and little purple. Ooh.
There we go. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it has to be a alchemy check. So if you have a crafting skill in alchemy, you need to use that.
I'm trained. I have a +4 in crafting. Anyone else? So Tarush looks around. Anyone familiar in alchemy?
I've had like a minor, nothing to credential. I have a 4. If I should put it on an index, I think around a 4.
It's a very long way to say no, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so we have the same number. I'm gonna try it, and if I fail, I'll give it to Jack.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 18, 22.
22? 22 will be enough. As you open the vial with a poop and just begin to dip your finger in it and taste a little bit. Tastes metallic. You look at it, silvery. You already feel like your mouth muscles relax a little bit. You have learned of these kinds of potions before. This is a silver tongue mutagen, which would aid you in. You gain an item bonus to deception, diplomacy, intimidation, and performance checks.
Nice.
But you take a penalty to Arcana, crafting, lore, occultism, and society checks. So basically, plus on your charisma-based skills, minus on your intelligence-based skills.
Silver tongue mutagen potion. Yeah. Not lesser or major or whatever?
It's a lesser one. So that's the first
okay.
So you get a +1 to all of the charisma-based things, and a -2 to all the intelligence-based things.
Nice. I'll put that in my little belt of potions.
So it's basically alcohol. You become very stupid, but your tongue does the right thing. You can speak very much word.
Yes, tongue.
All right.
All right. Perfect. This will come in handy. Thank you, Cohen.
Corin's gonna proceed to the books then, I guess. See if there's a journal or anything.
All right, so Crone is going to walk over to the bookshelf.
Sorry, one more question.
Yes?
There are other vials of blood there, then.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
There is like a stash of blood that the Faceless Stalker had at their disposal.
Take every one of them. I will load them into my belt. And I'm seeing like this strange visage of a plan take shape.
Just throw blood at people and see how they react.
Well, I'm thinking more like, oh, I spilled my blood. Oh, oops.
Like,
how's your cleaning lady?
Just throw a vial in somebody's face, and if they go ew, or if they go then you know.
I mean, that's a simplified version, but yes.
I also looked into my books, and I found some animals that I can recall once a scent is needed.
Very nice.
Yes.
Right. So, as Crowan is going to investigate the books, what are the rest of you going to do? Trying to do?
It's a small apartment, so Edge is just gonna stay in the doorway and keep an eye outside.
Very well.
I am too gonna try to find some books. I'm gonna focus on arcane knowledge. Just anything with arcane spellcasting, stuff that I can maybe steal.
Hola.
Well, Edge just sucker armed me, so I think I'm going to stay close to Edge because I feel like there's something I don't know, and I'm just going to stay safe.
Very well. Tahush.
I'm not gonna be busy like identifying the potion.
Yeah, makes sense indeed.
Yeah.
While you are identifying, Crowan, Jack, go ahead and make perception checks for me real quick.
15.
15. And
Ooh. For me, it's gonna be a 15.
15 as well. All right.
Yeah, 15 as well.
As you take a good look at the different books that you can find in the bookshelf, you begin to rummage through them, and after a couple of moments, you realize that all the books that you find here are just simple novels. Just normal books, no things related really to arcane or the like spellcasting, and also no real books attaining like the bardic profession or whatsoever.
Okay.
You eventually do find like a journal that is put underneath the pillow of the bed that you begin to look through, and as you do so, you also realize that Jenny Carpenter wasn't a bard whatsoever. Jenny Carpenter was just a servant that lived here within the city limits and tried to save up to eventually move on to greener pastures. So it seemed that this bardic persona was probably something of the Faceless Stalker's making. Edge, Olam, as both of you are standing in the doorway, go ahead and make perception checks for me, both of you.
Ah, that's not bad. 17.
17?
You should start eating, Wouter.
Should I? Then I shall.
8.
8. All right. Got a couple of gummy bears. Pause for dramatic effect.
Nice sound effects. Much squishy.
Munch, munch, munch.
Very ASMR.
Oh
Yeah, I'm really glad we can hear everything Wouter does now. Yeah.
So, as you are standing there, Edge, you feel a draft coming past you.
I'd like to see if I can.
Like from where it's coming from outside.
Coming from outside.
Yeah, there is you are standing in a open doorway.
Yeah.
And there is a draft coming from outside into the building.
Is it windy?
It is, excuse me, windy?
Yeah. You don't know the meme? It's fucking windy.
No,
Like-
I'm sorry. It is a draft. There is airflow.
Yeah, but is it windy outside? Like, does the
Oh,
airflow
excuse me.
strike
Is it
me
like
as
Dutch
odd?
weather?
Like it's a still day, but there's air coming from
Go ahead.
somewhere?
Go ahead and make a straight up intelligence check for me.
Is there like an opposite window open?
Yeah, that's another natural 8 for a total of 8.
8. All right. It is windy outside, but there are, as far as you can see in this basement, no other openings.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
that
why I
is
wanted
weird.
to see where the draft was coming from.
Yeah, like, well, there. I'm not really sure how to put this, but like, the draft is coming from outside. Like, you are standing in the
Oh,
doorway.
we're in the bottom of a
Yeah, like on the stairs.
stairwell. Okay.
There is a draft coming from outside. It's not like there is like a slit in the wall that you can
Okay.
feel, but it's coming from
Okay.
outside. And there is a draft going inward, which is weird.
Yeah. I have no idea what that means.
So I would still like to figure out where the draft is going. Then, if I know where it's coming from, I wanna follow the airflow. How about that?
How do you try to figure out where it's going?
I feel it.
So you just go past.
No. Hold on, Edge. You're a monk. Like you go into mindfulness mode, right? You drift away from all other senses, and you only feel.
Yeah,
as you
because
follow the
Edge is
draft.
totally all about that side of being a monk. Absolutely. They
I'm trying to help here, okay?
they are so in tune with nature and everything around them, and I mean, obviously I would have thought of that if it was what my character would do, but no, Edge is gonna just like
Yeah, like Edge
feel
is just
the
going to-
walls and nooks and crannies and just see if they can feel the airflow.
Yeah, sure. Edge is just going to mime the entire room. So as the rest of you are identifying
And
potions
since
like,
Olam is
books-
standing next to me, I'm just basically gonna go like, do you feel that? There's a draft here.
And even if I don't feel it, I'm still going to stay close to Edge and mimicking what
what
they
they're
do.
doing.
Yeah.
Monkey see monkey do, it's so cute. You're adorable. I love this friendship so much.
There's a reason they are doing this, so I'm just going to do it as
I
well.
literally just asked you, do you feel that?
Yeah, but you're like mimicking the wall right
Oh,
now.
right,
I'm
I
just
like a-
imagining like Jack, Crowan, and Tarusha are looking back at the door, and they see Edge and Olam just going like.
I can imagine the scene Edge
moving.
just moving around, and then Olam constantly looking at Edge, doing the same thing.
So I will say for the sake of this, both of you are basically like going opposite sides to get it done quicker. So Olam, you will take like the clockwise route. Edge, you take the counterclockwise route, and Olam, you eventually have to like pass Crowan and Jack, who are reading books, and you need to like boom, 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 on the bookshelf as well, and then go on.
There's a good point being made in the chat by
Yeah.
Rexa Liquid.
All right.
Can you see my fur moving because of the wind? And do we then know where the wind is coming from?
Well, it's not as pinpoint that you immediately know where it's going, but as you move your fur around the walls, you most definitely will be able to see if it moves in some certain way. But as you go past the wall over here, you don't really find any drafts. Edge, however, as you go around the other way and past like the wooden partition, you eventually put your hands like close to the latrine, and at that moment you can hear a little bit of air going past it.
Is past. So
Past,
is there
yeah.
a slit in the wall or something?
No,
Go
it's
ahead and make a
into the
perception check.
toilet. There's a toilet joke.
Not gonna stick my hand in a
Back
toilet.
into the sewers, guys.
Ooh, 18.
18. I am afraid it is going into the toilet, yes.
Put your hand into it. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's a latrine. It's a latrine, so it's basically just like a wooden box with a hole in it. You can also just like try to push the box aside or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna. There should be a lid. If it's like a standard latrine, there should be a lid that I can.
It's just a hole. It's just a hole in the box.
Okay, I'm gonna move the box.
All right. As you try to pull the box away, you find that together with it, a couple of stones on the floor come with it. And as you pull it aside, you can find a metal like ladder pushed into the wall, like pieces of, with lack of a better word because I don't have it in this world, like pieces of rebar just pushed in as like different ladder steps downward. As you can find that it's big enough for a person to move through and enter into the sewer system. However, as you are doing this, Olam, as you are still tapping on the other side, you eventually find, as you come to the large vanity that is on the opposite wall of where you entered this small room, as you put your hands on the vanity, you can hear as the wood gives way a little bit.
Oh.
Edge.
Yeah,
Edge.
yes.
It moves like here. It's like a soft or something.
All right, I'll walk over.
Easily done. So you stand in front of a large vanity. So that's basically like a desk with like a backboard with a large mirror in front of it. And on the vanity you can find like different stumps of candle that Jennifer probably used to get her beautiful makeup done.
I will push in places where Olam is pointing.
You push and the wood gives a little bit way, so to speak. So you do realize that there is no wall behind this wood.
Should I hit it with my morning stuff?
Let's try to move it first, and I'll try to shove the vanity out of the way.
And
let's use a very mild, non-violent manner before we start.
Very out of character, but I will allow this. So, no, but Edge, you take a look on the ground, and indeed you can see like grooves on the ground a little bit. And as you stand on the opposite side and you begin to push against the vanity, it does take a little bit of effort, but you push it aside, and there you can see that the brick wall that was here has been completely opened up into another somewhat smaller chamber. However, the chamber itself does seem a little bit, how do you say, creepy. Because the chamber that you see now is a perfect square chamber with a stone staircase that comes up to a small plateau in the middle of it. And on this plateau, you can find 3 candles alit. But that is not the thing that catches your attention mostly, because this square room, on all of the walls, you can find 4 over there, 4 on your left, 4 on your right, and 2 on the wall that you are walking through, so to speak. Crystal protrusions. Although the crystals that you have seen thus far that are linked to this disease, all were very like crude and natural. All these crystals, they come out of some sort of like small stone pedestals, so to speak, in the wall, and they are beautifully cut.
So should we make a lot of noise?
I whistle and beckon the guys over. You said that the candles on the plateau were lit?
Yep.
Okay.
They are indeed.
How big are the candles? Because she's been dead for a day, at least.
Yeah, I think that the stalker Jenny would have lit these candles.
Well, as you take a look at the candles, it should be impossible for them to still be alit for so long.
Yeah.
Magic candles?
Could be. You want to check that out, Doge?
I was about to mention. Yeah, so as Edge beckons the rest of the pack in, Tarush looks around. Oh. Well found. Good. And I motion forward with my staff as this bubble whoop, 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 moves outwards as I detect magic again.
And indeed, bling, bling, bling. 3 different magic candles are strewn out before you. Go ahead and make a quick Arcana check for me real quick.
Just a candle? That's a 19.
19. You have seen these kinds of contraptions many, many times before. Nice little household items might come in handy to you as well. You have ever-burning torches. You also have ever-burning candles.
Okay.
They're just magical light sources.
Perfect. All right, yeah, so I look around. The candles, they're magical. I would like to keep them. But the rest, nothing else for the for the record. Everyone okay? Still, so far? Crowan, how do you feel?
Yeah. Still feeling good.
Oh, Edge, by the way, go ahead and make a perception check for me real quick.
Ooh, the dice seem to have forgiven me, knock on wood. 19.
19, all right. Because you said you whistled to Beck and the rest of them, as you whistled, one of the crystals on the wall began to vibrate with the tone that you were making. But just one of them.
Okay. Darush, didn't you take the violin from Jenny? Do you have it with you?
Yes, I do. And it's attached to the back of my belt. I grab it. I reach for it behind my overly decorative robe covering my armor. What do you need it for?
I take it. From my background, I would have been trained in music, so I think a little bit of light tapping and picking.
It would
Are
be
you trained in
performance.
I'm not trained, but background story-wise, I would know how to at least a little bit get some noise out of a violin.
I can't give you that because of your backstory that you were trained in certain skills.
Yeah, no, like not like trained in it, but I would have learned a little bit about music.
You can try to make
gonna
a
just
performance check.
You need me to help you, Edge. I know how to play it.
Shut up for 5 seconds.
Tarush is immensely enjoying himself as Edge is
14
around.
total.
14, nothing too shabby. So as you begin to, you do have to get like the rapier / bow combination out to get like a nice.
Well, I was gonna just do like some finger picking just to get some noises out of it, because I don't know what those crystals are gonna do if I do like an elongated.
Okay, as you just begin to strum like the different snares on the violin, you don't find any real reactions. Like,
Okay.
ding, 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 ding.
I'll hand it back to Tarush. The crystal, that one, and I point to the one, reacted to me when I whistled for you guys. Let's see what the other crystals do if you play a bit.
Very well. Let's
Sounds like fun.
give it a go. And I
Alright,
grab.
Gust's shield.
I mean, I imagine at this point that's actually a good point, Bouter. That Tarush would have gotten an actual bow to play with. And he starts playing a bit because I don't want to use a rapier. That's
Right, so
barbaric.
What are you trying to play? Are you just trying to like get like a simple tune that you?
I try to get a little bit of a grasp of the tone that Edge used. You know, I'm gonna stay within. I'm gonna stay within that that little corner of music. So speaking of what, was it a high note? Was it a low note? Yeah. Where were we? What are we talking about?
I can imagine that Tarush also picks up this bow and just thinks, Oh, not even real horsehair.
It's no. It's like, oh, horsehair. My parents had unicorn hair.
I mean, although, like the violin that you have, it is a virtuoso music piece, so it was actually
1,
to
right?
your liking. It was to your liking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a
No.
+1 to your performance check.
Yeah, so he starts playing something within the range of those notes, just staying a few notes within the range that Ed used for their whistle, and he's gonna try and stay within that range. Let's go with major. He's gonna play a few major.
Sure.
He's gonna go down that little case of notes. That's a little 8 plus 1, 9 plus 8. That's 17 on the performance check.
17. All right. So, as you begin to play a nice little piece of music, I would like everyone except for Tarush, because Tarush needs to focus on playing the music. Go ahead and make perception checks to see what you can glean of what is going on inside this place.
Natural 20 for 26.
Oh, nice.
5 for a total of 9.
Damn.
But a 19.
19. Jack.
Jack is focusing on his chocolate mousse.
I was indeed focusing on my chocolate mousse. Which roll again? I'm totally sorry.
Perception.
Yeah, okay, cool. 22.
22. Oh,
Yes.
Nice. All right. So, those are 2 successes and 1 critical success, which is very nice. So, as Tarush begins to play a piece, the first thing that all of you glean is that it seems that each crystal that is embedded in the wall is linked to a particular note of music. That's number 1. Second, you also begin to realize that while the other crystals that you had found before were like unstable and could shatter during a certain note, Tarush like plays a couple of the same note, and all the crystals seem to be stable and just resonate with what Tarush is playing. No, they don't seem to explode just because you are playing certain notes. They don't seem to be vulnerable in that sense. Crowan, you realize that during all of this, with every note that Tarush is playing, like then for that note, that crystal resonates, for that note, that crystal resonates, for that note, that crystal resonates. But one time, Tarush is playing one note, that crystal resonates, and then he begins to play another note, and that one crystal is still resonating. But as he begins to play that note, you can hear that they are interfering with each other, and after that note is played, both stop. And it was a note, I have no idea what this note is, but it is dum.
Okay. So a specific note made 2 crystals interfere with each other.
For every other
A
note,
sequence.
yeah, for every other note, the crystal was only resonating while the note was played.
Yeah.
But that one note, dum, kept resonating as Tarush was playing another note. But as he was playing that other note, they seemed to like interfere with each other, and then it stopped.
Okay. So either we try to find the specific harmonies or notes that need to activate the thing, or we just try to destroy
A sequence.
crystal.
It's a sequence. Which notes?
Do we want to activate the sequence though, Tarush? I think it would be more wise to try to destroy the crystal.
I think playing the sequence will destroy the crystals, right?
I don't think so. These look different. They're not as rough as the other crystals we found. They're cut very nicely, and they would have shattered by now. These seem to be a higher, better version of the crystals that are sprung elsewhere.
Well, it did tickle my fancy. I'm quite interested in seeing what these crystals can do. So I would say let's try to figure out what the sequence is.
So Tarush starts thinking, and he tries to think of a composition. He speaks out loud first. So, we want these... The crystals previously, they would just explode when we made loud noises.
Yes.
I think I might know something. I think. If I played in sequence, but do you want to do that?
Let's try it.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, we have to do something, right? We can't just go away now, so...
Yeah, Kron is vehemently trying to convince the party to just destroy the crystals and not do what the bard was trying to do.
Well, we don't know how to
The evil
destroy
bard.
them, so...
What we could also do
Use brute force.
is leave these crystals alone and let the guards figure out what it is that they do.
I won't leave that to the guard.
Edge. That would mean sacrificing lives. Probably.
I'm not alright with sacrificing mine.
I think we are most capable in solving this mystery, no? I think we have proven our capability. You have proven your competence. Would you not like to solve this mystery?
Can Kron just look around the room a bit more to see if they've missed something, like maybe inscriptions or anything?
Go ahead and make another perception check.
Edge hates
11.
this, but yeah, they really are curious to see what these different kinds of crystals do. And is just going to agree by remaining silent.
Groen, with an 11, as you take a walk around the room, because like there's this pedestal where you were standing upon, where Tarush was standing upon while playing the music, you don't find any signs of like trauma or blood or like shattered things. You don't find any scratches or whatsoever. The only damage that seemed to be done was like on the wall that was broken up to enter this room. But you don't find any other signs of like violence in any way.
I was mostly looking not for violence, but for inscriptions, or maybe clues as to what is the purpose of the crystals.
None of those either.
Ah, damn.
Majo makes a good point in the chat. Maybe playing some chords will do something instead of just singular notes.
Well, and Cronies By also has put a ghost sound in there. I will bank that one for a moment and give it to all of you as a freebie if you guys can figure it out on your own. So because the ghost sound is literally the next note in the sequence, and I mean like the chat is law, so.
Nice.
That's an awesome use of the ghost sound,
right?
By the way.
That's
Just saying,
like
that is so fucking
cheating.
clever.
I love it.
Just in case you're not good enough, just here. Have a freebie.
We have a chat. I can make like the puzzles a little bit more like difficult because we have like a viewer base that might help in these sorts of ways. So hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the next step that you guys would like to try?
All right. So I guess we just try something, right? So
You try.
yeah, Tarush keeps in mind the few notes, the sequence of notes that made first one crystal resonate and not stop resonating as he played something else. He's putting one and one together, and he makes a little bit of a quasi-educated guess. And he speaks out loud. He says out loud as if he has a knowledgeable audience. And he says, just a guess, but an ode to our second emperor during their conquest of Vikyash.
Edge is already regretting their decision to be okay with this.
In F minor. And he starts playing.
All right. So as you begin to play another piece, you start off with this one tone, dum, and then you begin to play onward, and it repeats. So the one crystal that you start with is resonating. You play another tone that negates whatever was there, and you begin to continue. And every time you have one note vibrate, 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 vibrate. Doesn't seem to be the right.
Maybe a more methodical approach. not a song or melody, but just separate notes and see what they do.
Can be.
Like a completely unrelated ABCD. So
Go and
Well,
have no idea how these work.
the note that you started with, it sounds like a B minor. I might be wrong.
I have no music theory, so I'm a
Maybe-
drummer. I put like the stick on the thing.
you play drums, yeah. That's like, there's this joke, like, what do you call the guy who, or what do you call the person who hangs out with a band all the time? It's the drummer. Like, but
maybe try a scale from the B minor and
No, so-
I'm going to say this in character. Try with the you started with the B minor that made both of them. Go try a scale from there.
Or maybe like a chord.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and figure out 4 notes. There are 4 crystals, right?
No.
Or
Oh, sorry.
There are 4 on that wall, 4 on the left wall, 4 on the right wall.
Oh, Jesus.
And then 2 on the wall on the other side where you came
Okay, so that's 14 crystals. Okay,
counting, yes.
so I'm gonna figure out first. Let's be methodical. I'm gonna figure out which note, which sound makes each separate crystal or more than one resonate. So, you know, I'm just gonna have Jack. I'm just gonna scream, Jack, paper, pen, ink.
Easily done.
And
Easily
I'm just
done.
gonna shout to Jack to note down, like, okay, this note makes this crystal resonate. I'm gonna one by one try and figure out, okay, is there one chord involving all of these notes that would make all 14 crystals resonate? Is there a combination that Tarush, with his musical knowledge, would be able to, you know, play?
Okay.
Ascertain. Right. So as you are doing this, you go by every crystal, and eventually, as you come by the one crystal that you already knew, like you now have a moment of pause, and it just seems you have played it, and it keeps vibrating indefinitely
I knew it.
until you play another note, and then it stops.
It's a sequence. I knew it. It's not a chord. It's a sequence.
I just googled how many notes a violin has, and I just saw
All of them.
my character doesn't know, but apparently a violin consists of 12 notes.
No, but it's all of them. That's a violin can play all notes within a Western.
A DM who does not understand music theory probably didn't use all the notes a violin can make.
Okay.
I'll give you that hint at the
Yeah,
beginning.
but
While
there's-
they're googling violins in the meantime.
There's just a sequence we need to figure out. Was Yanni known?
Oh my god. Lunazi makes the best pun in chat. Wow.
So you play one.
I'm in the middle of a storm right now. That was thunder. But it's crystals on a wall. So maybe you should try Wonderwall.
No.
No.
Okay, Wouter has a hard
No,
no.
you will be
Okay,
cursed.
fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Charlie,
close
not
my
the
window
Roos, but
real
Charlie
quick
will be
because
cursed if he plays
shit's
Wonderwall.
going down right now.
No, but Tarush, you were halfway a sentence.
Yeah,
You
no.
started with
So it's very obvious at this point that it's a sequence. So note, and we need to play a sequence. Is there any? Fuck, we should have asked this. Oh, we actually saw Yennefer perform. What
Heavens
song
are
did
coming
she
down,
play?
guys.
What song does she play? Does Tarush remember, because he was there?
go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
What's my? Oh yeah, my intelligence is high. That's the answer. 10 plus 4. Yeah, 14.
All right. So with that, you vaguely remember indeed what she was playing, and you just begin to dum 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 dum, and one by one, all the crystals boom 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 boom, and it continues to do so as you continue En op een gegeven... Wow, I just turned to Dutch for a
You
moment.
just
I
switched
just switched to Dutch.
languages.
And I have no idea why. But at some point, the roll was too low to get all of them, so you forget one. Fuck. At which moment the artifact continues to do it, and Cronies by, thank you for allowing the party to get this puzzle and not have to make more checks on if they can remember what Yenny was playing. But so all of you hear. Dun, 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 dun. And at that moment, Tarush, you stop playing, and the song itself continues within the crystals.
Another question: are we all gonna get sick?
At which moment, as the last tone resonates, it vibrates throughout the entire chamber. At which moment, all of you see that from the 3 candles standing in the middle of this space, small little lights appear and float upward as around the 3 dots of light, 4 lines appear to envelop them, turning into...
It's the thing. It's the thing. It's the thing we found in the sewers. The.
Take your time.
It's the sign. There's the sign.
That one.
I see nothing, Abe.
into
Oh, yeah.
this
Yes.
figure.
Oh!
It's the sign. It's the sign. Show us the sign.
And as all of you see these 3 globules of light in the middle with these outlines surrounding it, it is pushed outward into your vicinity, and the 3 dots of light, one by one, begin to flicker in and out of existence as you see that whatever this visage is... Wait, it's not just flickering, it's blinking.
It's an eye. Great.
Who are you? All of you hear not sound coming from whatever this is, but actually telepathically in your mind. Visitors. Interlopers.
Well, sir.
Don't talk to it. Are you crazy? Edge is going to try
Tarush
to
kind
knock
of
over
like-
one of the candles.
Tarush knocks into Edge, like, elbows into them. Like, let Jack talk.
We do not make pacts with elder gods. I'm just seriously. Edge is gonna try to knock over one of the
I'm
candles.
not going to make any deal with him.
Without much
Easy.
issue, one of the
Easy.
candles is kicked by the side. It rolls off of this pedestal onto the floor, but it doesn't seem to hinder whatever this ritual is.
Fuck. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad.
Ghost,
It's
image.
fine. It's just another. It's not just another being. Sir. Welcome. What is your name?
There's a ghost image.
There's a ghost image. Sparks from the ever-burning candles, hell yeah. Edge, you kick the candle, and as you do so, from all of the candles, sparks fly up in the air, illuminating whatever this in shadow crescent being is. I will allow all of you to go ahead and make perception checks for me.
My perception
14.
is still painfully low. 12.
13.
22.
22,
19.
19.
Don't judge my stress eating. 14.
Hey,
Hey, as long as you were fed. You can't eat if you're not fed.
I'll feed you. It's fine. No. Keep it in. Keep it in.
Dude, keep it in.
Oh, titled my
Bring
sex
down the
tape. Keep it in your mouth.
So what was your perception check, Edge?
14.
14. All right. Jack, As the one that is standing in front, it seems that you are the only one that can actually see a little bit of this. And as it is like bulging forward, it seems that its three eyes are set upon like a round-ish head. You don't see any mouth or ears or nose. It is just a flat visage that then turns to morph into the rest of the wall on the other side. What do you want to say?
Well, so I didn't think I called your name.
My name is of no importance. How did you come here? What is it you seek?
Well, we came here through the vanity mirror over there. And I think it is you that we seek, sir.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Oh, that's actually quite all right. That's a 23.
23. Yeah. Very well.
Have you come seeking power? Magic unending? Wisdom without limit?
Well, to far water to an extent, but not here, sir. Oh, I did not travel down these dungeons to find knowledge.
Then what is it you seek? Where is the one that lives here?
Well, there seemed to be a slight altercation the other day, so that is of no importance anymore.
Make a perception check.
Yeah. Oh, I rolled very well earlier. I rolled very poorly now, so I deceive with a mere 4.
I see. I have sensed your presence. It shall be removed.
And the visage just pulls back into the wall as he says a last sentence.
No longer will you thwart our ascendance.
At which moment you can hear from the other side where the vanity was standing, a large bundle of crystals begins to grow to lock you in this abode. And what you can also see is that from this crystal protrusion, you eventually see, as it still is crackling and growing into place, you hear as a crystalline arm emerges from the side, pulls itself on the ground, another crystallized arm, as what seems to be a crystal golem begins to emanate and pull itself from the crystal protrusion, pulling itself to full stature as another brethren of his also apparates. At which moment you can still hear the voice of this being, but this time speaking a couple of words that you do not understand. As on the crests of these two crystal golems, you see apparate a certain glyph. I need all of you to roll initiative.
Bob!
Please.
No!
What could go wrong?
Jack just turns around while he's saying, "Well, I think that actually went pretty alright."
No. Wouter, could you turn the music volume up on your side for this one?
Yes, I can, and I will.
Thank you.
So initiative is perception?
Yeah, right now it would just be perception.
Okay, 7. And that's,
Can.
Compare like this, Charlie?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
All right, so...
Fucking 24, motherfucker.
all right, so let's see here. The button map is in place, I believe. Yes. Okay, so we have standing here next to the candles the pedestal. I'm just gonna push all of you right over here. Somewhere over there, you guys should be standing. The crystals have pushed everything together, and 2 crystal golems are standing next to it as they have apparated, or I would say they would be standing right over here. There we go. Right over there. All right, so
Let's get this combat going, bitches.
hell yeah. Right. Oh, I also need the artifacts. There we go. Artifact also has a turn here, right there. All right, so adding turns to all y'all. There we go. Wait, which turns? Can you guys see all of your turns right now? In the line?
Nope.
No. Okay, then it seems to be bugging out again, and I need to add them anew. All right. So
I mean, it's okay as long as you
we'll
can
get
see
there.
it.
We'll get there. No. It's nicer to have all y'all there as well. There we go. Now, one by one, all of you should be apparating into the ether. Alright, so the artifact always wins with a 99 on its initiative. Edge,
10.
10. Very good. Crowan,
11.
11. Jack,
A 23.
23.
Yes.
Nothing too shabby. Orlam,
14.
14. And Tarush,
Whopping 24 on a natural 19.
24. Nice. All right, as these are crystalline golems, I will have to use my actual gemstone dice for this. Because that's how this works. Lapis lazuli, beautiful. That is 14 on the die and a natural 1. Okay.
Yes,
So, getting the stat blocks of these beautiful creatures there as well. So, what is your perception bonus? Whatchamacallit, Jack?
A 7.
7.
Yes.
And I'm afraid that this one crystal golem with the 23 as well is going to go first.
Oh.
And just as an FYI, well, 3 things have been redeemed for the artifact.
Ooh, nice. All right, so then that is where we will be starting. All right, so both golems start off with a savage attack, as Savage Combat Smurfs seem to be very savage today. And a pulse goes out to the pack, so all y'all get a +5 bonus on your first endeavor. So hell yeah, the first golem is gonna go. Oh no, wait, Jarush, you had 24. Excuse me. So with that being said, as these golems just appear with the glyphs like embedded in their person, they both just stand. Crystalline claws at the ready. As Tarush, you were the first one to go. What would you like to do?
So much pressure. So these golems, they're made entirely of stone?
Crystal, but yes.
Crystal.
We're frozen again.
Sorry?
We're frozen again?
Yeah.
Oh,
Boo.
oh yeah, we are. Let me fix that. Next person take their turn first.
All right, then I'm afraid that the next person is going to be one of the golems. So, as this golem just stands up, the head is just going to switch towards you, Edge, and the clock balls into a fist, and it then just tries to go ahead and hit you with a fierce attack. It's going to be 13. That is going to be a 29 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
All right, so that'll be 16 points of bludgeoning damage on the first hit already.
Christ!
And I was thinking a 29 was a critical hit,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was rolling double damage, and as the claw hits you, like from the other sides, pieces of crystal begin to go, and it is holding on to you. It uses a second action to grab you, and because the grab is added to the melee attack, it automatically succeeds on a grab check. So as it hits you, it also grabs you, so you are now grappled and cannot move away. At which the other arm turns into like one piece of crystal, and it just over your shoulder looks in in your direction, Jack, because he didn't really like you because you did all the talking, so he's also going to use one attack to just shoot a piece of crystal in your general direction. That is going to come in at a, let's see here, ooh, that's still going to be a 20 to hit. Jack?
Yes, yeah.
Does a 20 hit?
A 20 does hit, yes. It's not a critical hit, but it does hit.
Alright, so that will be, let me get my d6 out here. 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
And as the crystal shatters into like small crystalline dust, I will roll a fortitude save for you.
Oh.
Alright. At which moment the golem's turn ends, and Tarush, do we have you back?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tarush wonders, internally, will electricity work on these crystalline golems? And guess there's only one way to find out. So I'm gonna just start off by using Electric Arc.
Alright, so as you conjure the electric energy once again, you are going to target both of them, I believe?
Yeah, absolutely. So they make a DC 18 save reflex.
Let's see, that is a reflex, you say?
Yeah.
Where's, oh, there it is. Those are a 15 and a 16.
All right, so that's 2 fails. Excellente, baby. All right, so let me get my D4s out there. I haven't used those for a while now. And that is a 3. So that means 3 plus 4, 7 damage on both of them.
7 points of damage. All right. Tarush, as you charge your electric arc and shoot it out towards both golems, you do realize something about them. And that is that their crystalline exterior, they are basically just walking boulders of glass and crystal. So they function as if they were objects. They have a certain hardness that you need to overcome if you actually want to damage it.
Okay.
And so it seems that only 1 point of damage comes through to them.
Okay. All right. It's roughly what I feared, but it's good to verify. So Tarush, as he motions forward with his staff, electricity moves out towards them and only superficially hurts them. He screams, "We're gonna need a lot of force to get through to them. Everyone together on one of them. One each." And he then motions down his staff as this telekinetic shield moves around him. Last action for shield.
All right.
So let's
Then-
focus on one at a time. Focus fire, because we need to do a lot of damage to get through that damage resistance.
Jack, back to you.
Yes. So I've been diving into my books, and what I think I'm gonna try to do is, let me have a quick look. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna summon an animal.
Okay.
We need something more to take some blows and such. And I think I am going for a mangy wolf.
A wolf.
Yes,
All right, so
a mangy wolf.
a
Meaning
mangy.
it's a bit scruffy and it might have some fleas. So other teammates, do not touch this wolf.
Very well. Where do you want to put this wolf?
Directly next to Edge.
Directly next to Edge.
Yeah.
Above or below her? Them.
Next to Edge, so below them.
Right over
To
there.
create a barrier between Olam and this
Yay!
crystal guy. Olam, do not touch this wolf. It
No
does carry
petting.
fleas. It does carry fleas.
Very well.
Summoning an animal is a free action
Mhm.
spell. So, but I do get to use 2 actions already, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna dive right in with a just an attack. That's gonna be a jaw attack.
All right.
First one, a 19.
19 hits. And
Cool.
are you going to target the top one or the bottom one?
The bottom one. The
bottom one?
one right in. Oh, wait. We said that we wanted 1 out of match, right?
I
As in
believe
the
that is-
Toulouse.
Yeah, we
said
Bruce
that.
told us to focus on one. Yeah.
Yeah, we
in
want
that
to
case,
focus fire.
In that case, I am going to fight the one in front of Edge,
All right.
Yeah.
The top one.
the top
Very
one.
well.
Yes. Yes. So 19. That
19
hits.
hits.
Let me roll damage already. Cool. That's 3 points of damage. And could you roll me a Fortitude save?
3 points of damage. I'm
Yep.
afraid that as you try to scratch over the crystalline exterior, 3 points is not enough to actually get some damage in. However, fortitude save for what exactly?
Did you take
Fleas.
Did you take the +5 into account for your pulse?
Oh, I did not. That will make an 18 plus.
24
Yeah, that would
for the
make.
hit. It's still
Yeah.
a normal hit, I'm afraid. So it doesn't turn it into a critical hit, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
So it seems that 3 points of damage is not enough to get past the hardness of this object. So as the teeth clink, and next to that, as you see like the different fleas trying to find purchase, let me just name the different things, the conditions that this thing is immune to because it is an object. Bleed, death effects, disease, doomed, drained, fatigued, healing, mental, necromancy, non-lethal attacks, paralyzed, poisoned, sick, and unconscious.
I did
So
not hear fleas.
as it is,
That's like nothing.
no, but it's an object, so it is immune to diseases because it doesn't have blood for the fleas to actually feast upon.
I figured something like that.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. In that case, I am going to let. I can try to make another attack, but I don't. I will just try to make another attack.
Go ahead
Yes,
and try and make
same,
another attack.
Finesse. Does that make it a +4 or +5? Agile makes it a +4.
-4, you mean? But yeah.
Yeah, with -4 penalty
Yeah.
instead of the -5 penalty for multiple attacks.
Second one is not going to hit. That's going to be 12.
Indeed, 12 will not be enough.
No.
The wolf's jaws just scratch across the surface of crystal, and it leaves like a couple of grooves in the crystal, but not enough to actually do damage.
Yeah, I'm sad. That's all I can do at the moment.
Right. Then, at the end of your turn, we will go a little bit over 11 today to just get like the first round of combat through. After Jack, we go to Olam.
Well, it's kind of sucky that the wolf is right in front of me because I wanted to use Spray of Stars, which is a 15 feet cone.
All right.
So then I will hit the wolf.
What
If
you
you-
could do,
Move beneath him?
yeah, what you could do is move over here
Yeah.
and then just blast it like in a arc to the top left, so to speak, and then it
Well, I
would
hit
just
it.
hit like both of the golems and none of your allies.
Oh, okay, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to. Over here. I have too many tabs open.
Here,
Oh, no,
I'll
yeah,
move
no.
you. There you go. You're
Thank
right.
you! I'm going to use Spray of Stars.
All right, so those are saves on their part, I believe.
Yeah, it's a reflex save.
Reflex. Well,
Yeah.
they don't seem to be too good in those. The first one, however, with a 23 on the save. The second
Doesn't
one
make
with an 11 on the save.
23 and 11. 23
11.
makes it and 11 doesn't.
All right, so the one that you guys are focusing apparently is failing the save.
So it's a normal failure and a normal success. And the success is still dazzled for 1 round. And takes half damage.
Ooh, damage.
It takes half
Yes.
damage.
1d4 damage. And that's 2.
2 points of damage on 2d4.
1d4.
Oh, the Star Sprite just does 1d4
Three of
damage.
stars is 1 d4 fire damage and
All right.
dazzled or not. So the one is dazzled for 3 rounds and one is dazzled for 1 round.
All right, so while you burst forth the spray of stars, it doesn't do enough damage to actually damage the golems. It seems that their crystalline armor, the hardness of it, is enough to get away from that. However, the dazzled condition does find purchase. So the bottom one is dazzled for 1 round, and the top one for 3. So that's very nice.
Did I mention it's fire damage?
You did.
Okay, great.
But it's just like these things, they count as objects. They have hardness, just like a shield also has hardness.
Fair.
So basically, for whatever damage they take, you need to overcome their hardness. However, you do realize that such as objects in this world tend to do, they can be broken. You get past their half hit point mark.
Okay.
All right, so with that being said, Crowan.
He's gonna move about here. And he's gonna smack him.
Whack!
Smack! Okay, the first
Smack,
one
smack,
with a
smack,
plus
smack.
5 from the pulse. That is a 20. Okay, I'm gonna say 24.
24 hits.
Is he flat-footed?
I'm afraid not from where you are standing right now. You're not in a flanking position.
But Dazzle doesn't flat-foot. Okay.
Oh, good question. Let me
It
take
does.
a look.
It does.
It does. It is flat-footed.
And
Hell yeah.
does that make 24 enough to critically hit?
I'm afraid not.
Ah. Okay, that is 6 plus 4. That is 10 damage on the first one.
All right. So this time, as you whack at the crystal, you do find like a nice little point where the electricity also made a little bit of damage, and you can see like a crack beginning to appear.
Okay, and I'm gonna try to attack a second time with my sap, and I'm dealing lethal damage with the sap, so I have a -2, plus a -4, so I'm -6.
You can also just keep hitting with like the mace that you are having.
No, because if I hit with the that's true. I figured if he's no longer dazzled, I'm gonna do that later on because I have twin fate. But who cares? I roll for an 18.
18 with the flat-footed condition. That does it.
Nice. For 12 damage.
Nice. As whack, you do get some nice points of damage in. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Then, Edge. You are still grabbed by this crystal golem, not allowed to leave its space. But your actions are your own. What do you do? Edge? Hello?
Yeah, I'm.
Thinking.
Ugh. Most of my attacks are bludgeoning, because fists or staff.
Whatever goes the highest got damage in one thing, because they have harness, so if you do a lot of small attacks, it won't do much unless you do one big attack that does.
Exactly.
What's it gonna be?
I'm scrolling to my spells.
What are your options?
I'm gonna try lightning blast first.
Okay. Lightning Blast, however, is a ranged attack, right? So you take a penalty because you're in melee.
Not in this system, I think.
Oh no?
No. It's just you provoke if they are capable of doing an attack of opportunity. But
Which they wouldn't be because I'm not going to leave them melee.
I think your melee damage is a lot higher than your spell damage.
Not
right?
that much. No, my electricity damage is 1d6 plus 4. And my melee is, I think, 1d8 plus 1.
Oh, that's not because you can do like 4 attacks.
Yeah, but
Your call,
But
Edge.
still,
What does it
do
be?
the spell. Do the spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
something.
I'm gonna do the spell first.
Fucker.
All right, so that is going to be an attack roll or a save on my part?
Yeah, no, it's an attack roll.
Okay.
That's 11 plus, I think it's plus 8, plus 7 or plus 8. Plus 8, so 19 to hit.
That hits.
Awesome.
Just go ahead and roll damage.
5 damage. That
5 points
rolled
of
a
damage.
1.
The electricity just passes along the crystal
Shit.
without inflicting any damage.
Okay. Alright, take out my quarterstaff and I'm gonna whack with that. Ooh, that's better. That's a natural 17 plus, I think my quarterstaff is plus 1.
And don't forget
plus
you have a
5.
pulse. Yeah.
So that's plus 10 with the pulse. That would be a 27.
27? Did you take the penalty for making multiple attacks in one turn?
No, then that would be 23.
23. All right, so still a normal hit, but it does hit.
Okay. D8. Please roll high. Please roll high.
Come on.
That's 7 plus 1 is 8.
8.
Nice.
So with that, as you whack way hard with your stick, another small crack appears in the visage of the crystal golem.
Okay, that seemed to work, so I'm gonna whack him again.
Minus 8 now, right?
Where is it? It's that's a 6. That's not gonna hit.
No. This time you whack again on the side of the crystal golem's head, and as the rod just hits off, you can hear it just twist in your direction, and like with the empty crystalline eye sockets just gazes in your general direction. Which brings us to the last crystal golem, who's standing there. He morphs its hand into this wicked glass blade and just goes for a fierce attack against the Mingy wolf with a plus 5. That is going to be a, what is this number? That's a 2 for a total of with plus 5, so 19 to hit.
What?
From 2?
Nice.
Let's get to 19.
Check. Hello.
Let's see. The wolf.
The wolf. Yes. My wolf has an AC of. Let me have a quick look. I was in the wrong. Here it goes.
Maxime, you're trying to go home.
How much?
I'm already home. 15.
15. All right, so that's a normal hit. The wolf takes 12. Count them 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage?
Damn.
No. It's dead.
It's dead.
It's dead. That's like 8 hit points.
All right, so in one fell swoop, the wolf is no more, as it poofs out of existence.
Wouter, you forgot to check the dazzled condition.
Oh crap! Yeah. Excuse me. The first attack misses because I rolled a 2. So because I need to make a flat check because of dazzled. So the first attack misses. Now we're gonna go for the second attack. See if that one hits. So first off, okay, that's a 14. So the second attack does hit through the dazzled condition, and then it becomes a 21 to hit.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so for the second
still
attack,
fucked.
again, 12 points of damage. Roll. So, but it did take another action, so that's another action gone through dazzle. So that's very good. At which moment let's see here. Yeah, you dazzled him. He doesn't like you, Olam. You are the one that, together with the Mingy wolf, were in his vicinity and were hostile. So the last
It's
attack
like-
is going to come your way.
It's a sweet kind of dazzle.
If only you were like less cute, Olam.
Right, so that's 18. So through the dazzled condition, it does target you. And then with a minus 10, that becomes 19 to hit.
Just hits.
Right. That is going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage as the blade slashes through the wolf, and then it morphs into like a large, heavy hammer, and it just hits you on the side. And then, as we turn our attention to the top of the round, everybody running into the fray, assaulting these crystal golems, and they assaulting you, we will end today's session.
Oh wait!
I'm
I
waiting.
have resistance 3 against all physical damage.
Hey, there you go. So there's less damage.
Yeah. What?
Aww.
Well, I'm amazing, and my
Crystal
curse
leading
does
her.
have a. I do have
resistance
an
against
upside
physical
on my
damage.
curse.
Look at Crystal reading her character sheet. Good
Right?
job.
I remembered this time. Yeah.
That's pretty
So hell
cool.
yeah. So, do tune in next week to see how they get away from all of this and what this entity was that all of you spoke to right now.
I think Bob.
Yeah, come back
Yes.
next week to see Edge go down in battle again.
Hey.
Because
Honestly-
I already lost over half my hit points again.
I've taken no
You're doing
damage
such a great job.
again, and life is good.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Bunch of
Shit,
damage.
you're not the major
Oh.
damage dealer anymore, Charlie, so what about that, eh?
Keep up. I'm licking up your tears, and they sustain me. It is my sustenance. Keep.
Okay, calm down,
You're
Cartman.
welcome.
Like-
Rouge
Rouge just sees you all as temporary hit points.
What is your party
so
to you?
He is an emotional vampire. I
Meat
knew
shield.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, he definitely is.
I'm gonna
he
start
lives for the
talking
drama.
about, hey, so you know, current politics, they're not really that interesting, but no.
Rouge,
Yes.
The chat is going to target you next week.
Nice.
Oh shit.
I still have
We
my
will call
calls,
on
so
the
fuck
first
you.
But yeah, you have made contact with something or someone.
Great.
Look forward
Best idea ever.
to next week, as you are getting closer and closer to what the hell is actually going on. For now, however, we have a new week to battle ourselves through, jobs to attend, studies to be made. So for now, we will bid you all a very good farewell. Enjoy the last 45 minutes of your weekend. Have a good night's sleep, eat healthy, drink a lot of water. We hope to see you again next week.
Yes, healthy.
Motherfucker, healthy, baby. Bye.